Episode 8. Episode number 8. Daniel, how? It's an early one this morning.
It is.
It's an early one this morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a bit tired.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Yeah.
But, we got to do it.
How was your week?
Oh, no, keep going. I just don't want to miss out on asking how your week was this week.
How was your week last week, Danny boy?
It was good. Not much. Bit of a relaxing week.
Yeah?
We had that episode last week, which I thought was probably one of our best.
Yeah.
With the quiz. Yeah, just a bit of relaxing. Uni's back.
Uni is back.
I don't know how to feel about that one. Anyway, how was your week?
Thanks for asking. It was amazing. I had a great week. Good fun. Pub golf on Saturday. My debut session.
Did you win?
Convincingly. What have we got in store for today's episode, Daniel?
We've got everyone's favourites. 10 for 10, the list. That's not ridiculous. A new staple. And our new one this week, which is the
lockdown struggle stories.
Yeah.
I came up with that. I just think it's going to be a good laugh, and we've got some great responses and some relatable responses. Moving on, Daniel. Let's do it.
Should we go straight in? Who's going first, me or you?
I would love to go first today for today's session.
Let's go for the 10 for 10. Okay, ready? Let's just go.
Do you want to get the time up?
Yeah, I know. 3, 2, 1. Go
Daniel,
for it.
yesterday, or I think it was 2 days ago now, I got an email from Sportsbet. The first time I've ever gotten an email like this from Sportsbet ever. And it was a monthly bank statement.
Yes.
Personally, I don't want to see it.
Well, I actually read about that when they brought it in. It's like a new law or something because it's to show how much you're spending each month, because then it people, if you're a heavy gambler, like if you spend $1,000 on Sportsbet and you see that at the end of the month, you're going to think, oh shit, if you don't get the email, you're not, like some people don't know how much to spend.
Yeah.
So I think it's great to stop the gambling problem that is, it's very prominent in the country. So why don't you like it?
It just took me by surprise because, first of all, it's one of those things you don't want to read, but you end up reading. And look, mine came up, wasn't too bad. I thought, considering the winnings I had, I was thinking, oh, I'm a bit over.
Speaking of winnings, the Eats were 8. Was that on the slip? Because
would have been.
Maybe stick to Daniel's definite.
Would have been on it. Daniel, Kanye West is back. He's back.
He is.
He posted yesterday a photo on Instagram of a news headline that read, Skeet Davidson dead at age 28, with the bottom headline stating, Kid Cudi
That was a
meant
little
to
bit
play funeral but fearful of bottle throwers. Now, we've brought the Kid Cudi situation up before.
Yes.
But is this too a bit sadistic from the Yeezy?
I think Kanye is finally winning in this whole thing. I just love, when I saw that was just obviously it's funny. You just love how he's so smart in the way he does things. It's probably deleted now.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we'll talk soon about the Pete Davidson situation. But
correct.
Yeah, I'm just glad, I'm not a hater of Pete Davidson, but I think, Kanye, if I had to pick between two of them, I'm going with Kanye every time.
So you're a gold digger. Interesting.
No, okay.
And I found this one on Snapchat. Woman falls from moving SUV while belly dancing outside of the vehicle's window.
Yep.
Is this one of the dumbest things someone could do out of a car window?
Yeah, I'd probably say so.
Yeah.
So she fell out
is
there footage?
There is footage.
Is it a half?
She's half out the window dancing and falls back.
Falls back. Oh, so she's facing the car.
Yeah.
And then she falls back onto the road.
No, into the lava, Daniel.
Oh,
yes,
well,
onto the road.
Is there oncoming traffic? Or?
Well, it's a moving vehicle. There is oncoming traffic.
That could be a bit dangerous.
That was cool. Okay. Pub golf, Daniel. What an experience. Have you ever done a pub golf?
I haven't done it.
Now,
we're in talks.
There's something about larrying in another area. Larrying is drinking, by the way. That in another area that's not Sydney. Now, have you had this feeling before?
I can't say I have. Not to this extent.
There's just there's a sense of I can't put a word to the situation, to the feeling, but it's just hold on here, I'm going to get silly. I'm going to get very silly.
You're going to feel a bit dangerous.
A bit danger.
Yeah, it's just because you're in a different environment. It's all new.
Fuck, it's so
But then you don't want to get hooked. So where did you do it? Manly, was it?
Manly, yeah.
You don't want to get hooked because then you don't want to be traveling to Manly every weekend.
Look, I would.
You would.
Yeah, I definitely
We'll be going
would.
back this Saturday?
The Tigers, Daniel, they're back in the news for the wrong reasons all over again.
I wouldn't say it's the wrong reasons.
They've officially taken legal action on their loss to the Cowboys a few weeks ago, and I was watching 360 last night, and Kenty said it perfectly. They're taking legal action
They're
to
not.
go from 15th to 14th.
They're not taking legal action.
They are.
They're not.
They are.
They are not taking. They've
Okay.
met with the NRL,
Yeah.
who said, "Yep, the reffing decision was crap," but some bullshit little excuse. And then the Tigers will not be taking legal action against them.
How do you feel about this? How this dumpster fire is being
Well,
run?
I was actually talking a bit to last week's guest Harley about it, and he's comparing it to, remember the Matt Lodge milked penalty when he was playing for New Zealand? He's linking it to that, but that's completely different. That is not there were so many wrong decisions in that last 30 seconds. One of the biggest highway robberies of all time. That's your 5. Let's go on to mine. Okay, number 1, Joel. A comparison I saw on the Zero Tackle Instagram page.
Shout out Zero Tackle.
Are the Parramatta Eels the Nick Kyrgios of the NRL? Now, they can contend with the giants of the game, but the only thing that undoes them is often themselves. I think it's a great comparison. You know, the Eels have they have so much potential. They've got a great team on paper in the whole league, and then they can't seem to, you know, they're always underachieving. Same as Nick Kyrgios. Besides, you know, he made that Wimbledon final. That's the best he's ever done, but that's what he should be doing. You know what I mean?
No, I can agree. I can see the resemblance there. For
Yeah,
sure.
I just thought it was an interesting comparison, just because the point that they often are only undone by themselves.
Really well said.
And
there.
they contend with the giants of the game too. Anyway, number 2, just leading on from yours, Joel. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson have split after 9 months. Well, I'm going to look at the other side here. Kanye wins in the end, yes. Pete Davidson with an all-time great fumble.
But
right?
Who is Pete Davidson now? Like, he is nothing now.
What? No, I don't know. Anyway,
he is a useless human.
looking at his past relationships, he's fumbled multiple. He was supposed to marry Ariana Grande.
Oh, wow.
Fumble. Then he's moved on to Kim. Fumble. He's also tattooed the letters of her and her children on himself.
Kim Kardashian's?
Yep.
Jesus.
And now,
Christ.
yep, they're obviously done. I'm hoping Kanye and Kim reunite. Have you seen that video of
I
Kanye
think Kanye's
crying?
just too much of a freak now.
Have you seen him crying on the side of the road? It is the saddest thing.
I have.
You got to feel sorry for him.
He is a freak. I'd be scared.
Number 3, bit of boxing.
I'd be scared, Kim.
KSI's fight has been cancelled against Alex Wasabi. He's fighting who?
Exactly. For me,
This is horrible.
For me, KSI has. I've lost a bit of love from KSI.
I know.
for this.
There's a bit. Obviously, he slandered Jake Paul, who was fighting that other guy, because his one got cancelled. Then obviously Alex Wasabi has a concussion. I'm not going to say it's fake.
It's not the same.
I don't know how it's going.
It's not the same. Like, he's pulled out. He's got an opponent, so it's a different context. But it's just on who the opponent is.
Yeah, who is it?
Considering who it could have been, it's his DJ friend or someone.
Have you seen the picture of like the face off? It's like everyone say this. I think his name's Swarms.
It is.
He got out of bed and took the picture. Anyway, I think it's a bit. It's not the best play from KSI.
Lost a bit of respect for them.
Yeah,
Lost
if you
a bit of
go
respect.
and then they're going to fight and now he's going to fight Jake Paul in England next year, winner take all. But why wouldn't you just do it now? You're both fit anyway. Number 4, Joseph Suwali is in. There's rumours going around that the Wallabies and Rugby Australia looking at Suwali as a potential signing, as well as Matt Burden. Now, what I want to talk about, obviously, we aren't as well informed in rugby union as other sports, but you look at the NRL. We've got SG Ball, Harold Matts, all that. Holden Cup, New South Wales Cup, etc., etc.
Rest in peace, Holden Cup.
Rugby union has nothing.
I'm sure they do have
There's
something.
you know what, like the closest thing to Super Rugby, which is the league, right, is the shoot shield down at Coogee Oval. Like, there's no development. That's why they have to poach all these NRL players. Like, if you look at who's been poached, Israel Folau, Quade Cooper. Was he poached?
No.
Oh, never mind. Israel Folau, example. Marika, Vudavalu. Just to name a few.
They're
Benji.
Yeah. They're getting established.
But yeah, that's why. And then that's why Super Rugby's fan base is just so small compared to the NRL. Anyway, number 5 to round out the 10 for 10. Bit of basketball. DeJounte and Paolo have beef. DeJounte needs to behave himself here. I've really lost a lot of respect for him.
He's a weak-gutted dog.
If you haven't seen the video, he's like swung, he's moved, he's like done a move of Paolo, the Douglas that he's talked shit to him. And they're both from Seattle.
Throwing the ball at him.
And what's come out of it is that there's been a bit of beef. What's come out of it is that DeJounte said that he used to respect it, but that he said Paolo was just rubbing that number 1 pick status in his face, which made him lose all respect for him, and that's why they've beef. They're both from Seattle. They both played together growing up, I think, or knew each other, and now there's beef. Is this good for the game?
Yeah, it's good for the game.
Would it be better for the game if it was James Harden and LeBron James?
No.
Superstar caliber players like that.
Because superstars have dignity.
I wouldn't say it's about dignity. I think it's about competitive.
They're not going to be beefing in a recreational game. Now, come on now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If it's a bigger name, would it be different? Anyways. You know, actually, that's the end of the 10 for 10. A little comment has been made to me this week before we head on to the list.
What's the comment?
The little book. People aren't a fan of this little book.
You might need an upgrade.
Like, I don't think everyone's like, why don't you use your phone? What do you think we're filming this on? Anyway, there's a lot of beef with the book.
You know, Mumsy actually ran that up the other day. Does anyone say anything about Daniel's book? And I think the cracks
there is. There's a lot of comments, and you know who you are.
For the
book's not going anywhere.
For the Spotify listeners, and we have a few. Daniel brings a little notebook pamphlet to the sessions.
It's got everything in it
to write his notes in.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Should we go with the locked out struggle stories next time?
Yeah. Okay. Let's roll.
I'm locked up.
Okay.
I'll elaborate upon the story that made me think of this segment. I've mentioned this before as well, but Saturday night, we're on the ferry back from Manly. Harry O'Brien and Sam Nealon. Yes, I've name dropped them. Went to look to find the bathroom, which the whole time was behind us, I'm pretty sure. We were then greeted by banging and shouting to let them back in. But the wind gusts, I'd say 40-kilometre winds, pitch black out there.
So this is on the way back.
On the way back. In the state that Harry was in, he was paying $2.30 to go overboard.
Oh, in the state, that's bad.
$2.30. I showed some serious concern
by
not letting him back in.
You just hear the splash. Were you able to let him back in?
It was so. The story is that it was like one of those sliding doors, but Harry was pushing.
Oh,
so he was the idiot in question. But
yeah.
So I was like, let's hear some of the stories and mentions of the worst places to be locked out of. And you had a story, Daniel.
I did. And this is, as I was writing this in the notebook, I was thinking, this sounds like something that could be on the list. Anyway, it pains me to bring his name up again, but the story involves Samuel Kennedy. Again. I reckon he's been mentioned in half the episodes, mate. Anyway.
Yeah, mate.
Another incident in the Krispy Kreme car park. Which is embarrassing. Anyway.
Stuck on a Krispy Kreme.
This was a while ago. This was at least a year ago. So Sam drove me, him, and another list member, James Allen. We went to Krispy Kreme. And Sam's car is like old, right? So the key's not electric. You actually have to put it in the door to turn it.
Sounds like
right?
Yeah, okay.
And then,
but okay.
But I'm saying like this is how the mistake has happened. So Sam was trying to put the key in the door and it wasn't working. It wasn't fitting. He's like, why isn't this going in? This was about 20 minutes, right? And then we're all trying to fit it in. And then these blokes come up to us of Lebanese descent and they're saying...
It's a classic ethnicity.
They're saying, he was locked out, right? And then he's like,
That's embarrassing.
One of them actually, it was embarrassing. One of them actually said, I can get into the car, but you can't call the police because he's obviously going to get into it. You know, a little bit of trick of the trade. Anyway, Sam gives one of them the key, and then I'm talking to Jays, and then you hear him say, "What are you using a Toyota key for?" Sam drives a Subaru.
Oh, wow.
Sam, the whole time, so we've been locked out for about half an hour at this point. The whole time, Sam had 2 sets of keys on him. So his Subaru key was in his pocket.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
For his and the key we were using was for his mum's Tarago.
Oh, my God.
So that's my locked out story. But Sam, that we were locked out because we were using the wrong key. Like the realization when the guy said, "What are you using a Toyota key for?" was Sam. You just look at Sam and he goes, you just hear the rustle in his pocket of the key. Oh my God.
So, but why was he carrying this set of keys anyway?
I don't know. He just didn't realize he had 2. Anyway, what are we going on with here now? That's my story.
Daniel. So this one's from Archie. Being locked out of your house, but being locked out of your house after a night out.
Oh, yeah. That's bad.
He had to climb through a window to enter the home at 5 a.m. in the morning. Then we're going to Threadbow. Cody Pitt got locked out of his ski lodge.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Freezing. Cold. Didn't get back in until 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And then I've got a Bluetooth one. Am I able to play it?
Yeah. Are we connected? This is usually stuff we do before, so maybe next time.
Yeah, well, sorry, I forgot, Daniel.
Yeah. The ski one's bad. The ski one's very bad.
Freezing you know what off. All right, I'm connected. This one's from Nick.
Yeah, hi JDS. I do have a lockout story, but it doesn't involve me. It happened at work at the great Coogee Pavilion, and I'm sure you remember this, Joel. One of our fellow workmates called Robin,
the police brother,
got himself stuck in a sticky situation in the fire exit, and he kept trying to call us, and we didn't know his number until I think I remember it was you that heard him banging on the fire doors, and then we realised he was stuck in there for half an hour. So thought that was quite a funny moment.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So poor Robin.
So he's gone down the fire exit for a vape.
Oh.
And then obviously the fire exit doors
deserves to be stuck.
Locked behind you. Next minute. I don't know.
I can imagine. I feel like the panic would have been massive from Robin.
Huge.
Like what if for all we know, you someone could be in there right now and you've just never heard them.
That's all I've got, Daniel.
Yeah,
now moving on to one of my favorite segments. Play the sound.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
It's not ridiculous.
We take our biggest sporting takes from the week. Mine are rugby league based again. Yours are rugby league based?
They are.
Rugby league based. So I'll go first, Daniel. The price has gone up. The price has gone up, people. Cameron Munster's value has increased dramatically after last week's game. Now, I've got multiple takes in this. He has proved his versatility. He is a top 3 fullback in the NRL. And he is the best 5'8" in the NRL. He will be given the richest contract in NRL history if he decides to leave Melbourne. And it will be quite a while before we see a player and a contract like this again. You know what? I'll throw another take in there. Cameron Munster will have a better career than the King, Wally Lewis.
See, this is the question. After hearing that information, this is my question.
I've hit the nail on the head. I've hit the nail on the head.
But, like, first time we ever did this segment, what was your take? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Joey Manu will be the highest paid player in the NRL.
He will, but that's
now, who's getting it now?
Don't worry, just ignore that.
Ignore that?
It's the same. I've just got multiple opinions.
Also, on the fullback comment, so obviously, are you putting him third?
He's a top 3 fullback and he's not third.
Well, who's the other 2 in the top 3?
Right now, it's Tedesco.
See, that's tough.
Yeah, but I know what I want to say, but I can't say it. I'm going to say it. Tedesco, Munster, Latrell when they're playing fullback. I'll have Munster fullback over Latrell.
Wow. Okay. Should we go on to mine?
Please do. Let's just move on.
That
from
is
that.
steaming.
That's hot.
This one isn't
fucking hot.
This one isn't like, okay, I'll just say it. Tyson Frizzell, the Knights forward.
Yeah.
His next jersey
Oh my God, don't say it.
will be a West Tigers one.
The fuck? Why?
The
Why
Tigers.
would you want him?
Can you listen, please? The Tigers will take on the contract of Tyson Frizzell in exchange for the contract of Luke Brooks. Right? I think Sheensy and Benji and Robbie, they've got a lot of faith in Brooks. But Tim Sheens has said in the past couple of weeks, obviously we don't want Brooks. Obviously we'd like to pay Luke Brooks less. He's not worth, I think we're paying him 1.1 million next year.
That's correct.
The Knights need a short-term full halfback, and Luke Brooks is probably one of the best candidates for it.
If they're swapping them, is Tyson coming on a 1.1 million, is he?
No, well, they're obviously going to pay more than Knights, Joel. But I think, and obviously we're losing.
Are you saying this? Well, this could help you because Papali'i obviously looking to backflip.
Well,
which would
I think Tyson will replace, because Luke Garner's leaving.
Yep.
We need someone for him. Obviously, different position, but we can fill the gaps. But I think Tyson would be good. Tyson would be what James Tarmel was meant to be for the Tigers. The veteran player that they've signed. Tarmel is a leader. Is he much else? Not really.
He's actually
he's a dinosaur. Anyway, I can see you've got another one.
I've got another one here.
Lord help us.
I can't get hate from this because who hates the bloke? I can't get hate from this.
Yeah,
but I'm saying it, and it's out there. And people have to understand this is out there. It can happen. Nico Hines will win the Dalian medal this year.
I like that.
He'll win the Dalian medal. What made me think of this? Well, Buzz came out this week and said that Dylan Edwards will win the Dalian medal. And for me, I'd hate to see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I think
I'd hate to see
not
that.
A good
I
take.
would rather Nico Hines win it. There was all this talk about Ben Hunt. The recent Dragons form, I think, can bury the rumours of him winning because not only have they lost multiple games, but he would be getting less points.
Yeah.
Cronulla have been consistently winning. And Nico has had multiple man of the match performances in those wins. He's been the best on ground a majority of the time when they've won. You think of it, against South, he won them the game. At the start of the year, he won it against the Eels, and there's multiple in between. If Cronulla can secure a top 4 berth and Nico is in great form, I think he'll win. If he doesn't win Dally M, I think he'll definitely win halfback of the year. But Dally M is definitely not a long shot for him, I believe.
Yeah, I like it. Well, the way that we've talked about it before, the way the Dally M is done is a bit silly.
But this is the thing. No one has mentioned Nico in the Dalian, but we at JDS, we're real. We're realistic.
But you just said it was out there.
It is out there, but no.
I think Ben. It's a stupid award because, if Ben Hunt wins it, which he's leading, I don't know if he's leading anymore.
But no one has no one has ever won it outside of the top 8, so he will be the first.
Yeah, if Ben Hunt wins it, it's is Ben Hunt the best player in the NRL? No. See, which is what the award is for. And if Dylan Edwards wins it, that is unbelievable.
Well, that's just, I think Buzz was...
But when Buzz speaks, you listen.
No, you don't.
You do. You think you don't. And then it's, stuff happens and you think when Buzz speaks, you listen. Anyway, is that all your takes?
That's all my takes, Daniel. That's all my takes, and they're not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
I think I'm looking forward to seeing Frizz and the Tigers jersey in the orange and black.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Now we're going on to...
What are we going on to?
Fan favourite.
What is it?
You just made the list!
Okay, now, mine this week, as I said at the start of the episode, I had a calm week. The only time I had an availability to assess who's going to be on the list, on Sunday, as you know, last week's...
Availability? You must have been working all week.
No, I mean an opportunity, Last week's list member, Felipe, it was his birthday on Sunday. So we went, there was a lot of boys there that I haven't seen since school. No, you know, they're telling me that fan of the podcast. Anyway,
Continue.
that was the prime opportunity for me to put someone on the list.
Yeah.
Something happened there that only, you know, the people that were there know. I'm not going to mention it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it could compromise. Anyway, on my list this week, he's already been mentioned this episode.
Oh my God.
What do you? And it's not Sam Kennedy again.
Good.
I know that's what you're thinking.
Thank God it's not Sammy.
I'm going. It's a bit of a. It's. You know, I've had to reach here, but I'm going Isaiah Papali'i.
You just made the list!
Was he at Filippo's,
No, I just told you no one made it from there. Isaiah Papali'i. If you are not in a Tigers jersey next season, I'll be shocked. I read this morning. He said, and he's only on the list because he ruined my multi on Saturday. That's not the only reason he's on my list. It's the backflip. He has said when he signed the contract over a year ago,
Yeah.
that he was talking to Madge, and then Madge getting sacked has rattled him a bit.
But that's the first time he's even mentioned.
The first time he's mentioned it. So, Isaiah, you're telling me that Madge is what's lured you there, and then when Tim Sheens is hired, you're reluctant.
Well, Madge-
you're telling me you'd rather play for Brad Arthur than Tim Sheens. No way. That's not even a thought.
It's close.
You're getting paid more, you know.
But he did want to go. Madge is the Kiwis coach, so there is some relation.
Yeah, well, you're playing for Madge in December, then you come into Sheens in next season, mate. Okay?
Help a brother out, Isaiah, please.
It's a bullshit excuse that he's saying Madge is the reason now I'm worried about Sheensy. Sheensy's levels above Madge, right?
We'll have to wait and see.
Brad Arthur over if he backflips, right? This is why I want the Eels to implode.
I think you'd want the Eels. If the Eels win the premiership, I think he's more likely to leave because he's done that. He's won a premiership at the Eels. I'll take the extra $1 on my contract at the Tigers. That's what I'd do.
He needs, if he's not in the Tigers next year, Tigers jersey, like I don't know what to say. There is no way you're telling me that you think Brad Arthur is over Tim Sheens, Isaiah. I'm sorry. You know, yes, Madge is the negotiator. Madge has probably said things that made promises in the negotiations that can no longer be fulfilled because he's no longer there. But we'll see you. If we don't see you at Leichhardt in 2023, I don't know, man. Imagine the Eels play if he doesn't, and then the Eels play at Leichhardt next season.
He'll be one of the most hated.
Things might get physical.
And that's why?
You just made the list!
Isaiah. So it was a bit of a reach. You know, this week nothing much happened, but I think it's a reasonable addition.
Daniel, I've finally got a friend on the list again. Finally got another friend on the list. Now, he would have seen this coming. There are multiple reasons why this man could have been on the list, but I've gone with what I thought personally was the funniest and the most the strongest reason.
Yep, hit us.
So I'm going to go Ben Poche.
You just made the list!
Ben who?
Poche. So we obviously did pub golf for Poche's birthday on Saturday, Daniel.
Yep.
And with pub golf, there are a lot of rules and challenges where you can gain or lose points. So you could, like for one of them, it's like get a photo with a transgender. So I got a photo with Harry to get an extra point.
Oh. Not necessary.
Anyway, you get the gist?
Yeah, I get it.
So we're walking out of this place. I can't remember what place it was, but we're walking out and Poche decides to make a new rule on the spot rule that if you injure yourself, you'll gain 10 points. If you injure yourself. So he decided to attempt the worst injury of them all. I see Poche trying to do his ACL.
On purpose. That's like a 9-month recovery.
Poche is trying to do his ACL on purpose. He is right foot stepping, left foot stepping like Benji Marshall everywhere. You know, because that's how you do it.
Yeah,
like that.
He's trying to purposefully.
He is right. Like he looked like a spastic. He was stepping everywhere, trying to do his ACL. Now, if he did his ACL in Manly, no, I wasn't going to help him.
Wow.
But it was one of the dumbest yet most exhilarating things I've ever seen.
Because every time he steps, you're thinking, is it going to happen?
But the smile he had on his face while doing it was scary. It was fucking scary.
So, but if he tore his ACL, would he have been the winner on the day?
Well, it was only 10 points, but I think ACL, it's an instant win for the squad.
But imagine you tore your ACL and you still didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see you in the hospital for 9 months. That's a long
You
recovery,
wouldn't win because you'd be in an ambulance.
Literally.
Yeah, that's really silly.
But
That is really silly.
It was silly.
That's a good list.
Anyway, that's why Ben Poach.
You just made the list!
That's a good one. You know, this episode, we're bringing it to an end now. This feels really quick because last week was so long.
I think this is more of a light, refreshing episode. And if I was looking at the views comparison on our channel, you can see people like the shorter episodes.
Yeah, I know. Last week it was just that quiz. That'll be a historic moment forever.
Light and refreshing, guys. We really hope you enjoyed. Really hope you enjoyed. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Comment what you want to see more of. Comment what you don't want to see more of.
Yeah, we need some every week. We've
Feedback.
obviously had it. Yeah, and every week we have a new sort of thing. Like this week we had Locked Up. Last week we had the embarrassing stories.
Yeah.
So we need, if you've got an idea for something for episode 9.
There's only so many things you can think of.
That's why we need some assistance.
What have you got planned for the rest of the day, Daniel?
Well, that's just like we said at the start. Uni's back.
Uni is back. I'm off.
Uni's back. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all.
Well, that's the end of the episode. A light, refreshing 31-minuter. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we will see you next week.